Whee! Can you turn? I can turn. I can turn. Would you look at this? Ooh. Would you look at that? Hi. Caramel dancing like this. Like this. Da 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 da. I should probably talk about that. I've been away for a while. You should probably talk about that a little bit. I got to hang out with the boys. I got to hang out with Luxiem. We got to hang out offline. We had a lot of fun. We got to do a lot of stuff. Usually when we tell stories like this, when we have had like stories to tell from a trip or whatever, I forgot. Like I tend to forget pretty frequently exactly what we do. My memory is really bad like that. So this time, whenever we did something, I actually made notes. I made a list so that I would remember exactly what we would do, so I could remember the stories that we could actually talk about. So let me get that list right here. I wrote it over here. The humidity and the heat. Japan in, what was it? September? It's so hot. It's so freaking hot. Is it colder in Sweden? I actually took a picture. When I was flying out, I actually took a picture that showed the temperatures in different cities. So I took a picture of Stockholm and I took a picture of Japan, and I sent it to the group chat with the guys. So I just sent it and just said, guys, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Because when I showed it, it was like 14 degrees Celsius in Sweden, and Japan was 31. 14, 31. Imagine what a shock that is for me. The way that we were staying this time, usually like we just kind of like decide ourselves where we're gonna be staying at, and I just picked a hotel that was close to where some of the guys said that they were gonna be, right? Do you guys know what happened? If we're not all in the same place, we're usually in separate places nearby, right? So the thing that actually happened was, I think that Shu and Luca, they figured their stuff out. They were in like separate places. However, completely by chance, like when I arrived and we were like confirming where everybody are, turns out that me and Vox accidentally got the same hotel by complete freaking chance. Me and Vox ended up on the same hotel. Not only on the same hotel, we ended up on the same floor. We were down the hall from each other and didn't know until the day of. So we were just like, wait a minute, hold on. So what are the odds, right? Because we had zero communication about all of this. We didn't talk about anything. We just knew the general area, and we just knew that, hey, be around here so we can meet up easily. Me and Vox just happened to get the same hotel and the same floor, somehow. Yay! Let me tell you some stories, actually, about the trip. We went to a place called Omoide Yokocho. And if you don't know what that is, it's, you know, in Japan, when you go into those really long and sort of winding, like pathways, there's usually, like restaurants and everything, like on the left-hand side. It's very, very cramped, but feels very, very sort of Japan. So we went there and we just like walked through just for the sake of the vibe. It was fun. Me and Shu took out our phones and just sort of like recorded ourselves like walking through there. Very touristy. I was walking behind Shu, and at one point he looked behind and saw that I was filming. And when he saw that, he just like hit a little squat and like did a peace sign for like a split second and then turned back around, and I started laughing. So that's a thing that happened. Did you know that it's also called the Piss Alley? I did not know that. Why is it called that? Do you mind if I ask? Is it because people get drunk and they can't find a restroom because there's drinks there? So because it's late at night, nobody has, like, you know, the restroom, so they kind of just get away. Am I in the right ballpark or not? I think they would have smelled that, though. Yeah, I probably would have. Personally, like, I think that I'm the one that eats the most, because if I have an appetite, I can eat a lot. And people can back me up on this. But if I'm really hungry, I haven't eaten in a while, I can go really hard on food to the point where people just kind of like, Ike, are you sure? You're kind of tiny. Are you sure you're gonna be able to eat all of that? And all I can say is, remains to be seen. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. Yay! As I look up, in fact, 思い出横丁 used to be called ピス横丁 a long time ago because of the exact reason that he assumed. Well, good to know. Good to know that my assumption was entirely correct. You have good metabolism, I think? I think I do. I've been told that I have pretty decent metabolism. Yeah, if I haven't eaten anything for a while, then I can really, really go hard on a meal. For example, the times we've been out to like yakiniku, I go super crazy with the amount of meat that I eat. Or whenever we go for ramen, I always finish my bowl. I even finish the broth, which I know is kind of frowned upon by some people. Some people think that you shouldn't finish the broth. I like it personally a lot of the time. If the broth good, I will slurp the things that I live by. That's weird. Shouldn't you finish your meal? I don't know. For a lot of people, they don't like to finish the ramen broth, apparently. When we were walking in the subways, like, you know that there's like advertisements plastered over the place. And we did see one for Sonic. And once again, there's a story about Shu. Shu is just naturally funny, okay? I like it. So when we walked past it, because Shu had a Sonic sponsorship a while back, and then he just pointed at it and just said, "Oh my god, that's oomph." He just went, "Oh my god, that's oomph." When we passed it. So I just thought to myself, oh yeah, you did have a Sonic sponsor. Makes sense. You guys are friendly. You guys do know each other. And there was also another point when we were eating, and we had sake, and I asked what the percentage was, and he just said, just use me as a unit of measurement. Shu just told us, like, use his reaction to the sake. Shu's reaction to the sake to figure out how strong it is. If Shu had the sake and he got drunk like very, very quickly, we were like, okay, then this is pretty heavy stuff. If nothing happened, then it was probably light. I don't know why he suggested us to use him as a unit of measurement, but that's what we did. The Shu scale, indeed. Isn't he lightweight? Yes. Yes, he is. But the thing is, I think he meant more like, if Shu is fine, everybody will be fine. Doesn't he get sleepy drunk? Yes. And there was also another time where we went out to yakitori with the boys. And I took a cab because I didn't feel like dealing with the trains, because I still am not the best at dealing with the trains. I haven't figured out exactly how to do that. So I took a cab. And in my experience, Japanese cab drivers tend not to talk a lot. They tend to be quiet, do their job, and let the customer get to their location. Or they sort of match the energy. For example, if the customer is chatty, then they'll chat back. Usually I don't talk a whole lot because I'm not very, very good at Japanese. But this time when we were gonna go to yakitori, we actually, like, when I got into my cab, I got the chattiest cab driver in Japan. He was so chatty. He wanted to talk so much. He was just like, oh, like, obviously very polite. And it's like, oh, where are you from? Like, what are you doing in Japan? I just started talking. In English? No, he spoke Japanese. I got Nihongo Josu'd almost instantly. Like, there you go. Miku Miku Beam! Shika noko 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 kostan tan. Shika noko 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 kostan tan. Shika noko 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 kostan tan.